extinguish, take away the parade and link it to the parade gardens. Now what that does, it creates a space. It's not People's Park, but it creates a space that's more than equivalent in area, not in type or legacy, or it's not meant to be saying, here's People's Park. It's saying, if you want to run those events, if you want to have some equivalent space, here's one part of the equation. The second part is an extension of the Millennium Park, creating a space for the other side of St Helier. Again, it's not meant to be People's Park. But what it does start to do, it starts to add a different kind of amenity to St Helier, offers some opportunities for a different kind of future. And so, pros and cons, again, I'm not going to go into detail. What we are absolutely committed to is this period of engagement where we share the work we've done. Not saying, and we prefer this one, or we think this one, but just simply saying pros and cons, pros and cons. Make your own mind up, make your own informed view, and then we go into a period of public consultation, where we will ask people, we'll have the kind of documents that you'll be familiar with from previous consultations about health and social care. We will respond to, and I spend a lot of time responding to social media to make sure that people get a response. I'm sorry, as we set up, it's not been as quick as I'd like, but there's been quite a lot of feedback so that everyone gets an answer with newsletters, flyers, posts, reports, meetings like this. We all listen to what people are saying. This is, I think, the most important decision the island will make for generations. It's the biggest capital scheme the island will make for generations. And I would say, because I work for Helen, for the health department, I'm a nurse, I've been a nurse for 35 years, that if we get this, my job is to get the best possible hospital for the island of Jersey. The site is one part of that. Next steps, clearly, meetings like this, engaging, going to meetings, consultation. Absolutely engaging the scrutiny in this, and that's a critical part of our process. If it didn't come on Friday, all the documents will come. There are some things which are clearly more confidential than others in this process. We have to go out and procure this, intended for this at some stage. What we don't want to be doing is putting out how much money you've got. If anybody has ever done that, you don't go into procurement telling somebody what's the maximum you can spend. So there are some real delicacies about this, and we'll be guided by scrutiny and the states as to how we do that. We want to go before the summer recess. That's a really challenging timetable. We want to then, if the States Assembly say, yes, here is a preferred site, wherever that is, do a full feasibility study, and then present back to the States Assembly a full business case to say, can we get on now and start the procurement? In terms of tonight, I suppose the request from you is that I think that actually the feedback that we get on the material we've put out so far enables us to make the material better, to get it in a format that's more accessible. I'm talking particularly about accessibility. I've said before at meetings like this, I don't think people with disability are defined by their disability. But what they do have is special insight that is not available to others to share with us about how a process about the hospital selection should occur. And I'd like to offer that as an invitation to work with us to help develop the consultation material, to make sure we get it right so we're not disenfranchising people with hearing impairment or sight impairment or mobility impairment. That we're able to access through the partnership group, not just in meetings like this, but where I can come and meet you where you are, and that's my priority for the next 2 or 3 weeks, is to make sure that when we go out to the consultation, it's one that is well developed with stakeholder involvement. There are particular topics that you might want to make sure that we're considering that relate to the site. Accessibility, wayfinding, care support. Some of those sites are better than others, and I'll use an anecdote. I spoke to somebody that had an electric wheelchair, and she said, I can't get my electric wheelchair, the battery won't last long enough to get me up to Overdale. And so I just kind of offer that out, because a flat site's better than on a hill. Building on a site where we can actually make a flat hospital offers some advantages. Wayfinding in some of the buildings will be more straightforward than in some of the others. And so there is some particular topics you may want to make sure. And for me, this is not a desktop exercise. There's been massive progress made in the past year on the disability strategy. The hospital, wherever it is, for me becomes a really important foundation to say, can we turn those ideas in the strategy into, forgive the pun, concrete form? Can we actually make real, through the facilities that we develop on the island for people with disability, in the hospital that we choose? And I'll give, again, an illustration, spending time with Mark Blaney and people in the Alzheimer's Association. There are really simple things we can do, which we've got to make sure we do. So, for example, if somebody has dementia, if you have a door that has high contrast against the colour of the wall, for doors that you'd like people with dementia to use, and doors that you don't want them to use with low contrast, so you wouldn't want going in the staff room, you wouldn't want going in the laboratories, you wouldn't want, there'd be areas you'd want to say no, but some areas like toilets and bathrooms. Now, we've got to buy the doors for the new hospital. Actually, we never retrofit that. We never retrofit those kind of benefits into the existing hospital. It's just too expensive. But actually, to build a new hospital, you've got to buy the doors, buy the right ones. And there are so many illustrations that we could get this right with your help and your involvement. So I'm going to pause there. Perhaps Helen will join me. You know, we're here to talk. I hope that that's been helpful. But more importantly, we're here to listen.